Hey everyone, Josh here with J&T's Journey, and if you had an AVan, you'd know about this thing. Hey everyone, I'm Josh with J&T's Journey, and today we're looking at another episode of AVan Tips and Tricks. Specifically, we're having a look at the tank drain, which is just under here behind the wheel well. Now, we're at the end of a 3-week journey, and at our last stop, fortunately we had access to hook up water. Now, we do rely on our tanks to be self-sufficient when we're off-grid. We do have an external bladder set up with some transfer from jerry cans. But when we pulled up at our last stop, as I hooked everything up, I couldn't help but notice there was some water leaking out of the tank. And I'll just flip the camera around and I'll show you what we found. If you had an AVan, you'd know about this thing. And this. We've just arrived in Brisbane, and fortunately, we're hooked up to a site that's got water, but that's obviously taken a hit from a rock, and we didn't even do any off-roading on this bit, so that's stuffed. We're gonna have to go to Bunnings and get a replacement. Yay!
Please don't forget to
like, subscribe and share this video.
Don't forget to turn on all notifications
so you don't miss out on any other videos.
Here we go. So what did we do to fix this? So I went down to Bunnings and I tried to see if I could find just a metal replacement valve with a barb on the end of it that would just be a straight replacement on the end of the existing pipe, and I couldn't find anything here. Now this is hanging a little bit lower than I'm comfortable with, and I am going to re-drill this and remount this up at a later date, but bear in mind, when I fixed this, I was on the road, I had very minimal tools, and I didn't have a lot of time, and it was stinking hot, so I needed this to be fixed quickly. So what did I do? So I found this hose here at Bunnings. This was in the plumbing section. It is a food grade hose, so it's fit for purpose. There's a plastic, I think it's listed as 15mm or 1/2 inch BSP. It's the same thing. Fitting screwed into the tank with Teflon tape. There's a barb on the end of that to a 19mm barb. Goes onto a section of this clear hose, and then there's another one here that then goes into this little metal tap. Now you can see pretty clearly why this got taken out. Like the standard plastic valve sits pretty much where that metal valve is, and you can see it is a target to get hit. So this does still need to be improved, but this is a massive improvement over the standard setup. I have seen setups where people have reverted this tank drain, they've screwed the valve direct to the tank, all sorts of other things. I wanted to keep this accessible, at least for this trip, until I can work out a better solution. Leave a comment below if you have a better solution than this. I'm sure that this is not the world's greatest solution, but it worked for us while we're on the road, and it didn't cause any issues on the way home at all. So be really keen to see what other people have done to solve this problem. I did post up in the AVan group when this happened and did see a couple of quite cool solutions. So be keen to see what everyone else has come up with. But if you've got an AVan and you plan on doing any sort of off-roading, any sort of trips on gravel roads or really long trips, I'd highly recommend you look at changing the arrangement that's under here from standard, because it will end up broken, and there are posts all over the forums about how this has been busted. So I hope you enjoyed that little episode of AVan Tips and Tricks. That's just a little thing that we encountered on the road. This was not a planned video. This was born out of something that failed on the van while we were on the road, and was a temporary fix, which is probably going to become a permanent fix. If you're going off-grid, if you're planning on doing any sort of dirt roads, any off-roading whatsoever, I would absolutely recommend doing this, because if you do a couple of 100 Ks of dirt roads, go into a remote place and then find out that your tank drain's busted, you're going to have to turn around and go home, because no water is a bad thing.
If you're enjoying this series, please do like, subscribe and share our videos. Thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Cheers.